Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araqchi has added his voice to growing expectations that the 3-month US-Iran war may be nearing its end. Speaking to State News, he says that an interim deal might be bringing an end to conflict across all fronts. That includes Lebanon, while reopening the Strait of Hormuz. Multiple sources today say that a final text has now largely been agreed, with Pakistan confirming both sides are coordinating next steps, and US officials are expressing confidence that a signing could come within days. But there have been conflicting accounts as well over sanctions relief, nuclear commitments, and regional security guarantees, continuing to cloud what could be a historic breakthrough. Let's just get some expert insight into this with Nomi Bar-Yaacov, international negotiator, arbiter, and mediator. She joins us right now from London. Thank you, as always, for joining us here, Nomi. Just speaking on your experience, you've negotiated and mediated complex ceasefires before, back-channel talks for decades. We've had starkly different positions already, again, multiplying today between the Iranians and the Americans. What does this gap exactly say to you right now about the real state of negotiations, and how close are we really to a deal?
Gap. Good evening, Jean-Emile, and thank you very much for having me on your show. The gap shows me that we're actually close to an agreement. How close, we don't know, because until all the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed, we don't have an agreement. And it's only when there will be a joint announcement, US, Iranian, Pakistani, that a deal has been signed or will be signed with a date, time and place for signing, we will know that all the details have been agreed upon. My understanding is that not all the details have been agreed upon, and that the devil is always in the details. And that's why we saw some leaks. Clearly, there are some people, some countries that may want to obstruct the deal. And when you have 10 countries that are privy to the text, or to the essence of the text, as President Trump published yesterday in his social media post on Truth Social, there are 10 countries. That means at least 2 people per country that are privy to the details. That's 20 people that can potentially leak. So you're in a very, very dangerous place there, and leaks are not good at this time. That said, my understanding is that in Iran, things are moving very fast. They need to move between the different echelons and the different bodies, IRGC, Parliament, and then eventually to the Supreme Leader. Not so easy necessarily to get to him. And my understanding is that the texts are being driven in that direction as I am speaking. So, yes, I think we need a little bit more time to see where this is going. And clearly, President Trump isn't happy with what the Iranians published, and each side likes to publish the bits of the memorandum of understanding in its final stages of the draft that appeal to their audience. But ultimately, I do think that we are very close.
Very close. Just on that leak, Trump called it fake news. But obviously, that's open to interpretation. I just wanted to know your position. Do you believe that the leaks were fake?
No, I don't think the leaks are fake, but I think that where you have the gap is, of course, there will have to be some sanction reliefs. There will be billions of dollars flowing in Iran's direction. The issue is the conditionality. So each side likes to omit the bits that don't appeal to them. So the question really is, it's not going to be the way the Obama 2015 JCPOA deal worked, in which Obama famously sent billions of dollars in an aeroplane in cash to Iran. That's not the way it's going to happen. And the question is, what will Iran have to agree to in order for money to flow, and where the money is going to flow from? I assume that it's going to flow from sanctions relief. That means that sanctions will be lifted, oil sanctions, and a lot of money is going to flow from various regional countries and other countries that trade in oil with Iran. So it's not going to be a direct sort of swap as such, and you're not going to get so much money. Iran is asking for 300 billion in construction due to damage. That's not going to happen in the first stage. The devil, Jean-Emile, is always, as I said, always in the details. And it's those sort of bits that are not necessarily agreed upon yet. But when I say we're close, we're close. Those are things that can be bridged. Money will flow. Iran would like to see more money flow unconditionally. The US would like to ensure there's some conditionality. Don't forget, each each party has to show or tries to show that they're victorious in here. So President Trump is going to, whatever the deal is, he's going to say to his audience, we won. The Iranians clearly are going to say that they won. For them, just surviving all of the military attacks and the regime is intact. The question for them really is what next, and they need money. The Strait of Hormuz is the key issue for Trump.
Let me ask you about the Straits, Nomi.
Go ahead. Yes.
Sorry,
yes,
because
absolutely.
we are just getting, as we speak, I mean, these updates carry on coming in, and Abbas Araqchi has just come out with a statement saying that the management of the Strait of Hormuz will not return to pre-war era. Now, you talk about the devil in the detail. Are we supposed to read into that detail as a hardcore fact?
Yes, well, I think so. It's not going to. It's very clear that it's not going, I think, to ever return to the 27th of February 2026 state. I don't think so, and I think that was very clear from the start. The question really is, how is it going to be managed? And I use the term managed because I think that's the term that's currently being agreed upon. And Iran and Oman has, share the waters. Oman is the country that has the southern border of the Straits. And Iran and Oman have agreed to manage the Straits. The question really is, what will that management entail? It's very clear that Iran is going to make money from it. And that's not, to Trump's liking. But I think that is inevitable. So I think, yes, there will be a new regime of management of the Straits, whereby both Iran and Oman will jointly manage the waters.
Nomi Bar-Yaacov, as always, an absolute pleasure to just get your insight and analysis. And this, we just have another statement as we finish off that interview with Araqchi, saying that an interim deal is the first step. If it's not implemented, there will be no nuclear talks. And it just tells you about how fluid the situation is.